Happy Thursday. Thanks again for being with us here on KXAN News at 4. Meteorologist Freddy Vela is here. Freddy, we are well into the Atlantic hurricane season, and we've just gotten an update today.
Yeah, NOAA releasing their update today for what they had originally forecasted back in May. So I have those numbers for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tropics and what's happening there. These are the updated numbers that NOAA has released. 13 to 18 named storms. 5 to 9 of those becoming hurricanes and 2 to 5 of those becoming major hurricanes. That's category 3 or above. And you can actually see the average of what we'd normally have. Now, remember, if you tuned in yesterday, we talked about Colorado State University and how they were saying over the next 2 weeks, they're expecting an above average kind of time period just because of everything that's been going on. Weaker wind shear over the Caribbean. We've seen warmer than average sea surface temperatures and the lack of an El Nino kind of staying within that end zone neutral category. All of that mixed in together, giving us that warmth that we need, all that energy, all that everything that we need in order for a storm to actually develop. So you may be looking at these numbers and saying, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. Well, I broke it down for you. So you can see the difference between what NOAA actually did in May and their numbers from May to the numbers that they actually released in August. And as you can see here, they took down named storms just by 1, from 13 to 19 to now 13 to 18. And this essentially covers the entire hurricane season that runs from June 1st all the way to the end of November. Hurricanes, they had originally forecasted 6 to 10. Now they're forecasting 5 to 9. Remember, that's still above average. And then major hurricanes, originally forecasting 3 to 5. Now they're forecasting 2 to 5. But again, that's all still above average of what we would normally see within the time period over this hurricane season. So these are some of the reasons why. And I just mentioned a few of them. They're still continuing that above average season outlook, the warmer than average sea surface temperatures, the an active West African monsoon. That's another reason why they're forecasting a bit more activity. And the neutral conditions essentially continuing. So far, we've seen 4 named tropical storms, yet no hurricanes at this point. You have to remember last year we were dealing with a major hurricane that had made well, it wasn't major when it made landfall in Houston, but it was major at some point. Now, just a reminder, here's a look at your 2025 Atlantic hurricane names. We're already at Dexter, so if we get any more, Aaron would be the next one on the list, and Ferdinand and Gabrielle and so on and so forth, all the way out towards Windy, and then we have a whole nother list of names that'll take over after that. By the way, we are watching a couple of areas of interest. The one that's just off the East Coast, that one actually up by 10% over the next 2 days, but then down over the next 7 days to about 20%. And then, of course, we have that tropical wave that's still out in the Atlantic. That one is 60% chance of it developing over the next 7 days. Dexter, now post-tropical. And again, if you tuned in yesterday, you'll know why it's now considered post-tropical, and that's because of where it falls within the latitudes. And now that it's a bit farther up towards the north, it becomes post-tropical. And by the way, if you want to track all of this and so much more, you can go to our website, KXAN.com. We have a tropical tracker there that you'll be able to get all the information and track some of these storms yourself. And then, of course, we'll have an article on the NOAA update. That'll be up later on this afternoon. All right, let's bring it back here to home and see what's happening across Austin. 100 degrees right now in Austin. San Marcos at around 99 degrees. Bastrop at 97. LaGrange at 94. But remember, that feels like temperature still 100 to 105 in many spots. It feels like it's 104. So we hit another triple-digit day today. That gives us a count of 8 so far this year for Camp Mabry. And we're still below average. But don't worry, we still have plenty more within August to come. So that number will start going up a bit more. Satellite and radar at this point, still seeing very little cloud coverage, plenty of sunshine across central Texas. And tomorrow should be another triple-digit day, hitting about 100 degrees. With that feels like temperature still anywhere between 100 and 105. By the way, this is all because of that high pressure system that's still taking a hold within the state of Texas and New Mexico. Where's all the air coming from? Essentially from all the deserts coming right around, giving us all that warmth within our area. But that high pressure system will start to move out towards the west, and then we'll get some of that moisture come in. And because that high pressure will kind of skedaddle a bit farther out, that will allow for our temperatures to drop down a bit more. By Sunday, 97 degrees, and we'll stay there for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday before we slowly creep back up to about 98 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, but don't worry, any of these days could actually move up to our average temperature around this time of year of 99 degrees. Sunshine pretty much all day today and all day tomorrow as well. That should lead us out towards Saturday. If there's any rain, it'll be mostly along the coast, and Fayette County and Lee County may see some darker clouds come in, but we should remain mostly dry for pretty much everyone. This is a wider look through the Euro. There's all that moisture I was talking about, but notice as we get out towards Sunday night, some of that could start creeping in, and that's why I added a 10% chance of rain in there. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast as we put it all together. 100 for tomorrow, 99 for Saturday, 97 as we get out towards Sunday. And there's that 10% I was mentioning. That'll stay with us through Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, clouds start to break apart a bit more, and our temperatures back up to 98 degrees.
Thank you, Freddie.